Turn the light off. Good evening, America. It is I, Jason the Light, and we are here for another Thursday night book study. The month other than the dot, we broadcasting live wherever you are. I don't care if you in the car, you in the RV, you in the trailer, you in the big rig, wherever you might be, whatever you may be doing, you at the house, you in the apartment, wherever you go. I don't care if you out there in the igloo or somewhere in Alaska. We are broadcasting live too. You got internet you can get to us. Good evening, how y'all doing out there, America? What's going on, Doc?
Hey, man, look at here. You know how it is, man. I'm glad to be. I'm excited about this one today.
Hey, look here. These two chapters right here. Listen,
bro.
First thing I want to say about these two chapters, we ain't got into it yet, is they free. This free game right here.
Yeah.
And can take you a long way. I think if you can do these two things right here, you can save yourself a whole lot of time, energy, and effort.
But it's funny. It goes along with what we've been talking about for months.
Right.
Self-control. Self-control is it. You know what I'm saying? So this one, we got 2 chapters today about anger, controlling your anger. And we also got something about nothing is free. Nothing is free. So we definitely got to pay attention to that one.
Oh, yeah. And nothing is free, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And control yourself. That's really what these two chapters. We're gonna break it down for y'all.
Yeah.
But this chapter right here, this is some stuff you've been learning your whole life, and the way this man break it down for you.
I had a conversation with a good friend, with 2 good friends, man. We was on the phone, they was at work and they called me up, and this is what we were talking about, anger.
Yeah.
And it's funny, it popped up this time because I was telling them that you choose what you angry at. It's nobody out there make you mad. You choose to be mad about it. And that's what this talking about. I mean, like it's a big thing, bro.
I'm gonna rephrase that a little bit. I think things do make you mad. You choose to remain angry.
Okay.
You choose to remain upset. You choose to let yourself get out of character.
Mm-hmm.
I look back at my own personal life. I have no regrets about most of anything that I've done, except the times I let a person get me out my character.
Mm-hmm. And they do it on purpose.
Yep. And because I know they got me. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm mad, because I know they got me. I know.
That's right.
It was whatever was going on. I let that person get under my skin, and they got me. And that was the only time I feel like I got. Even the times when I had bad deals, or I was like, I could have done that a little better or whatever. But the times when I know somebody let me get really, really upset or really angry or frustrated or be rude in a situation where I didn't need to be, those times I feel the worst about.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's true. I mean, we see it all the time. I see it all the time in the classroom. Yep. You can see it play out. I see it with adults too. The story I told y'all when the teacher was trying to hunt down a kid and I was trying to save him. Same thing.
It's like that. But let's get into it. Let's break it down with the intellectual way. That's how we're here. What man, Robert Greene had to say about these couple of chapters.
All right. Um, and you know, we fall along the 48 laws. We on 39.
Yep.
So we've been at this probably for about a good 6 months.
Yes, sir.
It's been a minute. But this one, Law 39, stir up waters to catch fish.
Mm.
And what he said is that anger and emotion are strategically counterproductive.
Yep.
You must always stay calm and objective. But if you can make your enemies angry while staying calm yourself, you gain a decided advantage.
Yep.
Put your enemies off balance. Find the chink in their vanity through which you can rattle them, and you hold the strings.
That's beautiful. Now, I did not know this is what I was doing. I did not know technically this is what I was doing, but I have done this quite well in my life. I actually have a phrase for it. I call it killing with kindness. I'm so nice to make them angry.
That's right.
You know, I do this intentionally. It is an intentional effort. When I know I can get certain people riled up, because they're gonna get riled up and they're gonna make a poor decision.
Oh, it always happens.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I see this. You know how people always say that young black boys or boys in general always being suspended and getting in more trouble. This is why. This is why. There are teachers out there that do little things to them to make them act out. And then once they do that, take them to the principal. And then they still get in trouble because they did the thing that the person's saying they're doing. They might end up hitting somebody. They might end up flipping over desks and chairs. But where it comes from is what that teacher did. I'm telling you, man, I see it all the time. It happens.
I do think teachers either intentionally or unintentionally push buttons.
No, it'd be intentional. Yeah. I'm telling you. The only unintentional things happen when you first meet that person and you just don't know, or if they're having a bad day. It happened then, but a lot of other stuff, bro. I'm telling you, it's intentional.
But I will say this: it is although it can have a long-term negative effect on the student, you do kind of have to learn throughout life how to handle those situations.
Exactly, and that's what I teach them.
You have to learn how to handle it. You have to learn how to keep your composure. You know, the first thing he talked about in this chapter, you know I love it.
You know what? Let's go ahead and jump into that part. Okay. Jay Sims, the lion, favorite character in every single story, the man about town, the man in history. He's going to write a book about this man one of these days. Talleyrand.
No, none other than the foreign minister, Talleyrand.
Okay, Talleyrand was like Napoleon's right-hand man. Now, in this instance, I like this one because what happened is he knew Napoleon was on the downslide.
Yeah,
he was starting to lose it. So what he did is, now this is Fouché. It's not the same one as from chapter 1, but no,
it's Fouché, not Fouquet.
Fouché, the minister of police. So they went ahead, Talleyrand, Fouché, the minister of police, they plotted against Napoleon. Now, if you ask me, I think Talleyrand let him find out on purpose.
He too shrewd.
He let him find out on purpose.
He had to let it come out on purpose. He wanted to see what he was going to do.
And when Napoleon found out, he flipped his lid clean off. He went off. I mean, like in front of everybody. What? You know, you a coward, a man of no faith. Nothing is sacred to you. You will sell your own father.
Hold on. You skipping past the setup. First he tried to call him out and scare him.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And then when my boy Talleyrand didn't budge, he got mad because Talleyrand didn't get scared.
That's true.
That's true. His hand.
Yeah.
So then he said, I'm going to shout him down and make him scared through shouting down. And my boy Talleyrand played it like a straight up G.
Yeah. He made Napoleon look bad. You know what he said? Yeah. You deserve to be broken like glass. I had the power to do it, but I got too much contempt for you to even bother. He tried to save himself then. I
Yep.
could crush you, but I'm not. I mean, it made him look real bad.
Look, he had him looking crazy. Napoleon, they going off so much. So, what I have learned from this book is, they gossip back then. They were some high level gossipers
Oh yeah,
back in those days.
they do it now.
You think you think people in your business now with social media? Try being a courtier back in old France.
Oh yeah,
They
those
boys did serious gossiping. Word got on the street that Napoleon was in there going off and all outside himself. And Talleyrand told him, "This is the beginning of the end of you."
Yeah,
and that's exactly what happened.
And his line was, "What a pity! What a pity, gentlemen, that so great a man should have such bad manners." He told everybody he lost his cool. He can't keep his cool.
He shot him and he killed him with that one. That was it.
What I think about? Remember, I mean, a lot of boys and men do this. But I'll say the best example was, remember that movie from the Wayans brothers? What's the name of it? Don't Drink Your Juice in the Hood.
Yeah. Don't
the long name.
About drinking your juice in the hood.
Yes. And remember what that character said, "You talk about my mama?" And then he went off. He just did whatever. That's what this is. And I see people today, you say something about somebody mama, they gonna flip out and they don't even know why they're doing it.
Yep.
Because they think they're supposed to, but they make themselves look like fools. And that's what happened.
And I think this is emotional maturity. This is emotional control right here. Basically what he's talking about. And this is two things. One, learning how to keep yourself composed. And two, finding a way to get under the skin of the opposition and make them lose control, make them lose self-control where you can take advantage of it. The story he tells in this about Haile Selassie is a very good example of that. He done tricked the man into getting so mad he went to war unprepared.
Yeah. But he did it on purpose.
On purpose.
But what I think is deep about this chapter is it shows where this anger comes from and why people do it.
Yes, it does. It does talk about
that's the important part.
Yep.
Which we'll get to that part. But the big part here is he said, remember, tantrums neither intimidate or inspire loyalty. They only create doubts and uneasiness about your power.
Yep.
Tantrums.
That's a good line.
Uh-oh. So YouTube is not broadcasting. Okay, I had to check on that one. All right, I'll check it out. But yeah, man, it's not that's a bad thing. Uh-oh. I got it on my end. Yeah, I'm on YouTube over here.
And this is gonna tie into what the chapter brings up later, but it's so much in this chapter to try to give people a idea. Not only to tell you shouldn't lose control, it also gives you some ideas of how you can maintain it, and also some clues in where it may come from, so that you can address it. To me, this is a therapy chapter right here. This is a chapter basically saying, go get some therapy. You got some struggles you're going through in life, and we all do. You might need to talk about it so it doesn't set you up for failure later, or allow someone to use something against you to set you up for failure another time.
Well, and that's true. But let's well, you know what, I'll skip on down to this part since we already on that. Okay, it's on. Good. Thank you. All right. He says it's so much here. Like if you see my highlighted page, I highlighted like the whole paragraph. Let's
go through it. Let's tell them what we talking about.
Angry people usually end up looking ridiculous, for their response seems out of proportion with what occasioned it. They take things too seriously, exaggerating the hurt or insult that has been done to them. They are so sensitive to slight that it becomes comical how much they take it personally. Now, he said here the answer is not to repress the angry emotional responses, but we got to change our perspective. We got to know that where it comes from, not repress it, but how you put it out.
Right. You can't control what other people do. You can only control how you react.
That's right.
But that's why I said, it's going to be times people make you mad, but what you do in response to it is, it's okay to be upset or be mad, but how you respond is how the world sees you.
That's true.
What you feel on the inside, the world doesn't get to see. They only see what you do on the outside. So you have to be ready. Like you say, this book is a lot about how to be defensive about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be ready for it. This is a tactic people will use against you. It is an effective tactic.
Well, look at this. And this is my favorite part of this chapter. This is what had me excited. Where the anger comes from. This is a necessary thing to talk about. Our anger often stems from problems in our childhood, from the problems of our parents, which stem from their childhood, and on and on. Our anger has roots in the interactions with others. It's not that one thing.
No.
But it's tied to something else. You know, it's like somebody who might have been teased growing up for being short. And now somebody say something about them being short or even allude to it. Oh, they flipping out.
Well, they ready to go to war.
And that's what this is. So when I always say you have to know yourself, that's one of the things. You got to know what your triggers are, what your little push button things are. Because if you don't know that, then you're going to end up flipping out all the time for nothing.
Yep. And what's sad is some people know those things and still like walk themselves right into situations where this can be a problem. It's almost like if you're alcoholic, don't go to the bar.
Yeah, see, that's it. Or if you're on a diet, stop driving by Krispy Kreme.
Exactly.
But the biggest example, what I think about, man, you know, I'm a big sci-fi nerd, man. Back to the Future, one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
And Marty McFly always got mad when people called him a chicken.
Yep, right? No matter what.
Now, based on this, she said food is everywhere. It is. And we just talked about that. I met with a nutritionist yesterday, how food is everywhere these days. But the thing is with Marty McFly, right? Why was he getting mad when people call him chicken? Because of his daddy.
Yep.
His dad was getting bullied by Biff until he was a grown man and Marty saw it. So that was his hot button thing. Oh, you a chicken? And not to mention it was Biff Tannen's descendants that was pushing him.
Right.
So it was from his childhood. Yep, George McFly. There we go. George McFly.
Yep. And that's one of the things we got to recognize. This chapter talks about how do you recognize your triggers and your pet peeves and your push button points. We all have them. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not gonna go into what mine are here. Some folks might want to use it against me later, but
I'll tell you what mine is. You already know.
Time checks. We already know what it is. All about his character.
We're gonna talk about that in the next chapter. But you know that, and then you know, just people treat me like I'm stupid.
Yeah,
I had to check myself all the time. Because even before, remember last week, I think we talked about it on a Facebook post or something, and somebody said something, and I was taking it as you must think I'm stupid. And I did not respond. I took all day. That thing, boy, it just was a hot button. It was. and I just let it go. But that could have turned into something else.
Well, and you have to do that. You have to figure out how you can manage it. Mm-hmm. You know, and for you in that particular instance, it was, let me take some time to think about this, and then let me not respond with my first thought from anger or from disappointment, whatever you were feeling at the time about that person.
Oh, it was a little bit of anger, but you know what though? Another law, and I wish I knew these laws by heart. Maybe I need to write them all down. But the law about protecting your reputation.
Yes.
Now, I have a certain reputation.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have responded to that and got into this whole thing, it would have ruined my reputation.
Right.
He don't do stuff like that. So you got to be mindful of that stuff. Now the next part, it talks about why they get mad or something we need to know. And as a teacher, we had to know this, but a lot of teachers don't. You must remind yourself that it is not exclusively directed at you. Do not be so vain. People are so self-important till they think they are the cause of everything.
Yep.
You know, like I had, I think I told you about the kid who was acting out in class, talking back to teachers, you know, calling them bees and, you know, yelling, doing all this stuff, right? And you do that to a teacher or to anybody, who you think you're talking to, and they get mad.
Right.
But came to find out the reason why, after I talked to him and kind of worked through it, the reason why he was so angry and lashing out, because the boy was hungry. They were staying by themselves in a hotel. Their mama wasn't coming to see about them.
Yeah.
So these people were so vain, they thought so much of themselves that they thought they was the cause of his anger. And that's what we have to separate the, you know, I always say, you know, we love the person, but we hate what they do.
Right. Right.
That's the mindset right there. You separate it. That's what, and that's pretty much what he's saying by don't be so vain. It ain't about you.
Yeah. Before you assume it's about you, get all the information.
Yeah. But I mean, even then, let's say if it is about you, it's still connected to something else, some other insecurity, some other something that happened. You know, like for instance, there's a person that I'm friends with in social media, this young lady, and I would call her a staunch feminist. Straight up. Between that and she is against all things organized, especially religious things. And she says and posts things like that, like against men and against people in the church, you know, all that stuff. But as I learned about the person, it wasn't the religious people or the men that did it. It was from the childhood abuse that she endured, and she don't even know it.
Right.
You know, this person was abused sexually and, you know, controlling people and, you know, all the whole 9 yards. But that caused her to be angry all the time.
Right.
And it's not me that's causing it, it's that. But that's how you keep it cool, man.
But that you have to keep it cool. And I know the world tells you to talk about your issues, but at the same time, you have to make sure who and where you reveal those type of things about yourself, because other folks may want to use this here, stir up the waters.
Oh yeah.
To catch that fish, they may want to use that law on you because they found a weak spot or a kink in your armor.
Oh, and that's true.
So you not only have to check your emotions, you have to protect your information.
There you go. You do, because if you don't, you know, there are people that would take advantage of you.
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna bring up my favorite subject that I always bring up, and it seems like car lots always coming up. In a simple case, car salesmen and car saleswomen, this is what they find out your weakness to use it against you.
Right.
How much you willing to pay? You need a car right now? How much you want your payments to be?
Oh,
so
yeah.
How much money you make?
Yeah. The person asking all the questions got all the power.
Exactly.
If they asking you all the questions, you losing out here.
And see, that's another thing. That's my other weakness too. When they start doing that, man, they make me so mad. And I just, because I know what they're trying to do, but I separate and I understand. Okay, they're just trying to do their job. I got it.
But hey, that goes back to how to win friends and influence people. People love to talk about themselves. You set them up, they knock them down.
Man, that might be one to add to the list too, because I love that book. That changed my life forever too.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. And a lot of brothers could do from learning some of that stuff there.
Yeah, we may have to teach that one. So what he, but also Robert Greene talks about is how being angry cuts off your options.
Oh yeah.
Once you have that outburst, you can't really do nothing else. You didn't play your trump card.
Well, what it is, when you had an outburst, especially one, if you threaten someone,
yeah,
or threaten a particular action, now you got to go through with it, or you just seem like you just
you're gonna be punked out.
Right, you just talk out the side of your mouth. Now, if you gonna don't talk about it, be about it. They're gonna put it on you.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna hold you. They're gonna hold you to that. Well, you were Billy Bad, last week when you was
okay, but I've used this, man, in my in the classroom again. I'm usually real cool, and I save it. Like the kids will say, "Hey, doc, you need to yell at them. If you yell at them, they'll do it." I'm like, "Nope, not doing that. I hold it down." But when I do go off, I do stuff on purpose. Like, slam a hand on the desk. I might turn one over on purpose. I make sure it's facing away from people, and I just flip it over, controlled anger. And then they're like, "Oh, shoot. Okay, he mean business." So what that is choosing when to show it. And it's not really being angry. It's just appearing that way.
Right. Well, power perceived is power achieved. So
there you go.
That's always effective.
But if I was the person to do that all the time, always have blowups, there's nothing else I can do. I don't have nowhere to go. Yeah. I done played my trump card.
Yeah, it don't mean nothing.
And when they call your bluff, then what?
You always do that.
Yep. And then they start doing it on purpose just to see you do it so they can laugh.
Yep. And I know some people like that where they just love to go off and just go off for nothing. And you don't even hear it.
No, you get used to it.
Because it don't mean nothing. They're just gonna go off. They're gonna be fine. 6 weeks later, they're gonna do the same thing.
Man, that's it. And people stir you into action. Right here you say you can play with the emotional responses of other people. Stir the insecure into action by talking about their manhood. Reveal, doing stuff to reveal a weakness. They don't want to appear weak.
Yep.
Or arrogant people. You can always go with people. So if you're one of those folks, you know how people can get you off your game.
Yeah.
But he say here, follow the tally wrong. Yeah. He say LOL. Talking about. So right here, follow the tally wrong tactic.
Yeah.
Nothing is more infuriating as a man who keeps his cool while others are losing theirs.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Man, let me tell you this thing real quick. This was the first time I saw this kid. I got kids and adults are the same. And being in the classroom is just like being in the world. This one kid, his name was Jamonte. He probably graduated now. Tall, slender dude, man. Good at hooping too, man. But anyway, the one kid was upset with him. He was so mad we was at recess. He kept trying to fight him. Like he would go up to him and try to swing at him. Jamonte just ducked back, he be ghosting him, man, rope-a-doping him. And then he started laughing at him. And that just made the other student get mad and start to chase him. And he wasn't as fast as him. So he was running backwards, just laughing at him. Man, you need to stop. You can't catch me, man. Don't do that. And it just made it worse. But that was this. He used their emotion against them because he was laughing and not being angry.
Yeah.
And it sometimes it can diffuse everything.
All people want you to do is engage. All they want you to do is engage and give them transference of frustration. They want you to give them that energy so they can give you theirs and take away your peace and your calm. They feel better when they take away your peace and your calm.
I told you I was talking with my homeboys the other day, and one of them asked a question. And he said, now what if when you go home and your wife steady fussing at you about you ain't this, you ain't that? And what I told him is what's happening is that she trying to get you to react. She trying to get you on the playing field. The object is the home field advantage.
Yep.
You a dude, you can't operate in that emotional state. We're not built for that. We'll lose every single time.
Yeah.
You just can't, because all we do is get louder and louder. But the women, they good at it. They born good at it. They outmaneuver us every time. It's like trying to swim against a fish. You'll never make it.
They are built for verbal warfare.
That's it. And they think fast, and it's just with no remorse. I need to get that button like Dick Vitale, no remorse for human life.
No remorse, and a lot of women, unfortunately, in today's society, walk around with no fear of any repercussions.
That's right.
So
That's right.
You can't win that argument, gentlemen. Let it go.
But I'm glad you say that, because that brings us into the reversal part of it.
Yeah.
When playing with people's emotions, you have to be careful. Study the enemy beforehand. Some fish are best left at the bottom of the pond.
Hey.
You gonna get more than what you bargained for.
You get the wrong one stirred up, they gonna
they will straight up destroy you.
Yeah. And they ain't gonna stop until then.
Exactly.
It's maybe worth the effort.
And that's the thing, man. That's what we got for me, the main lesson I got out of this book, or this chapter, is be on guard. You got to know what your triggers are, and don't let people abuse them. And if you decide to push those buttons, you need to observe before you do it.
Yeah.
And it's not always negative. I'm talking about like when I used to play Connect Four with my kids. I could say, look, man, you can't never beat me. You can't never. Yes, you can. Oh, no, none of y'all can beat me. And see, then they start trying to rise up to the occasion and then get off their game. So it can be little stuff like that. Or you may have calls to manipulate emotion to get something done.
Yeah.
You know how some coaches say, man, y'all sorry, just so they go out there and play harder.
Yeah.
You know, same thing. You just got to know.
And you got to know the time. It's like, well, you know, this with every other law in this book is time and a place for everything.
Yeah.
And that's why he gives you, you know, transgression of the law and the reversal. So you recognize, hey, this might not go the way I wanted to go. So is this the person I need to play with? Like you said, study.
Yeah.
Study the op. You gotta, what is it? Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
That's right. You got to know them too.
Yeah.
You got to know them.
You got to know them very well.
All right, man. So you want to hit up this next one?
Yeah. Let's go to the next one.
There's no free lunch. Yeah, we need to spend some time on this one. It ain't nothing for free. What he say is, what is offered for free is dangerous. It usually involves either a trick or a hidden obligation.
Yep. That's it. A hidden obligation.
And that's the big one. That's the big one. So pretty much if somebody give you something for free, they're expecting something back.
It's coming back around.
But guess what, though? Check this out. That still is true for even your best friend.
Yeah.
Because let's say if I do something for you, right? I help you move. I help you do whatever. You know, the expectation is when I call, you need to be coming.
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. And that's just what it is.
That's what it is. I'm cool with that, though.
It depends on the person.
Oh, I say your friends.
Yeah. Wow. Some people I'm just gonna pay you and get on. We don't need to make no deal. I'm just gonna pay you so you can get out of my life. Or you just pay me, I won't talk to you no more.
There you go. There you go. I got a friend who hired a painter for the house. And the dude was like, yeah, I'll just I'll paint it and do all this stuff. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna pay you. And he paid him some bonuses to get him out his hell. I'm telling you, that was for real.
And but this is the truth.
There we go.
Free,
all right.
Always.
Mr. Avery, free things are always attached to something.
Every time. And I'll give you an example just recently. For me, I'm grocery shopping.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Publix. See that sign, Old Faithful, buy one, Get. But how much was it for one? You know, for that person. Listen, I was in there, damn Lay's potato chips with $7 a bag, buy one, get one free. Sir, that's just the regular price. That is not buy one, get one free. That's the regular price, my man. They call it everywhere else.
Man, nothing is free. That's what we got to get across to people. It's always a cost. And this what he said, everything must be judged by its cost and everything has a price. You know, I had you know, yesterday I did the quick workshop, man. We had some people fall through and it was good. But what I said is that we have to get used to handling ourselves like corporations.
Yep.
Everything has a return on investment.
So boy, that's ROI. Anybody didn't know that term. Return
that's right.
on investment is commonly referred to as ROI.
There you go.
Make sure anything you get into has an ROI, a positive ROI, because there are things you can get into with a negative ROI. Make sure.
You don't want to do it. So they already say everything has a price. So you got to determine, and the price is not always money. We have to think in extra dimensions, not just money.
Energy.
Hassle and headache.
Hassle, headache, reputation.
All of that.
All of that can be tied up into getting it for free or getting it at a discount or all that kind of stuff. I'll listen to a guy tell a story about being cheap. Being cheap is expensive. I learned that myself.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Expensive.
I got to give you the hold on. You get the horn, the explosion, and you had to drop all the bombs for that one. I'm telling you, being cheap is expensive.
Listen, my car went down, having a little trouble. I called myself. You know, there ain't nothing but a thermostat or something. It's overheating. I just need to change the thermostat. Change the thermostat. Drove the car again. It overheated again. I changed the hose. Drove the car again. Overheated again. Try to drive the car again to see what's wrong with it. Car won't run. I done put it out on the car when I should have took it to the shop in the first place.
Just did it.
Now I had to put a whole new engine in the car.
Yeah.
Being cheap
is expensive.
Is expensive.
Hey, look, and you know what you said that this is what Robert Greene said. What is offered for free or at bargain rates often comes with a psychological price tag. Complicated feelings of obligation, compromises with quality, and insecurity those compromises bring. Now, here we got a store called Black Friday Deals.
Yep.
I like the store. I bought a lot of stuff from there for the low. But here's the thing. You get a bargain, but it's a lot of compromises with it. Number one, you got to find it. You got to dig through all that stuff and find it. Number two, it might not even work. It might be missing pieces. Or it might be something that's out of date. You go there and they have like whey protein and all of this stuff. You know, usually $50, you might get it for $7 or $5 or whatever. You pick the thing up and it's 3 months out of date. Can't use it. But that's what I'm saying. So we have to be aware. Stuff that's cheap.
Generally a reason. You can go to H&M and get them shirts if you want to. Try to wash them one time.
Hey.
they had a good price. But and see that boy in the dryer.
And see, that's what, but I'm saying some people that's cheap, which we're gonna talk about the types of cheap people down below. But they would rather, instead of getting one good thing that's gonna last a while, keep replacing cheap things.
Yep.
Like cars. Look, I'm picky about that.
Yeah.
I am real picky about a car because it's gonna be cheaper to buy a car. It might have 130,000 miles on it. I got a $5,000 or $2,000 car out there. But guess what? I ain't been trying to catch no rides. I ain't trying to fix nothing. I mean, I can, but I ain't doing that. Just give me the monthly payment. I'll just pay it. I'll
There
just
you
pay
go.
it. Mm-mm, I ain't doing that. So right here, these are the type of people. And as I was reading this, I was like, oh man, I know these people. I know all of them.
Oh yeah, ain't none of these people gonna be foreign to you. We all know who they are.
He say hand wash and air dry them H&M shirts.
Better. Ain't that thing? Bring back the clothesline on them H&M shirts.
Hey boy, you got to scrub, beat them on some rocks or something. You know, right?
That old washboard.
Man, look, ain't happening. I can't do that, man. I ain't never even been in that store, so I can't even tell y'all nothing about that. All right. The first dude, man, the greedy fish. Oh, now this is big because I wrote a note on this one, but greedy fish. They take the human side out of money. They're cold and ruthless. They only see the lifeless balance sheet, viewing others solely as pawns or obstructions in their pursuit of wealth.
Yep.
You know who this? Go ahead, man.
I was just saying, there's a lot of greedy fish out there.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna say something here, and I'm gonna tell you who the greedy fish is. A foodie date.
Mm. What? All right now.
They don't care nothing about you, just what they can get.
Yep. All right now.
That's all.
You talk about
everybody has a value. But then again, you know, and people do it inside of these stores because they only want to serve the people who dress like they got money. Oh, they're gonna buy something.
Yep.
You see it all the time. But and they say these people easy to deceive because you know you could throw up easy money. You go in there dressed up nice or whatever, and they get you what you want.
Yeah.
Or even people in these modern dating relationships, because that's what I wrote up there, modern dating relationships. You know, if you're a guy and you want to get you somebody and money ain't nothing to you, okay, you go ahead and take out to a foodie date so you get what you want on the other end.
When I was listening to this portion, I said, it ain't tricking if you got
it. Hey. Now the Godfather said
it ain't tricking if you got it now.
But here's the big thing about it though. What people value. Because to some folks, money is not the most important thing.
Nope.
They'll give that out freely.
Yep.
But just like likewise to some women, you know, sleeping around ain't that they don't value that. They value getting the bag or getting some free food or whatever for the day. That's the thing.
You gotta really you gotta pay attention to who people are, and one of the main things in that is paying attention to what they value.
He said it's still tricking.
Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Some stuff got to stay what it is.
Oh boy. Hey. So the next one is the bargain demon. Powerful people judge everything by what it costs.
Yep.
Not just in money, but in time, dignity, and peace of mind. Bargain demons don't do that. He said, okay, keep it on the hush. And this is what you was talking about. They don't do that. And they say that they waste valuable time digging for bargains.
Yep.
They worry endlessly about what could have been gotten elsewhere for less. And on top of that, the bargain item they do buy is often shabby. It needs costly repairs or has to be replaced twice as fast as a high quality item. Now
listen, I'm somewhere on this.
Boy, hold on. $36.99 because of recession. It ain't $40 no more.
Y'all do it. Come on now, y'all.
Wow. Okay.
No.
But this is what we was talking about earlier, though, man.
Yeah.
I learned that.
I've done this to myself before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I'm one of those guys that, you know, I see something I like and it have a price tag on it. Instead of just buying it right then, I have money.
Mm-hmm.
I look around. Every other place like the one I'm in, trying to save a few bucks.
Yep.
At the end of the day, I might buy it from someplace else for $3 less. I don't waste that much in gas.
Exactly. You know what? I'm gonna tell you where it come from. And this is something, you know, it's been floating around the manosphere of a long time. And it's the scarcity mindset.
Yep.
Scarcity mindset.
Oh, definitely.
Yep. Look at what you know about that 125 tree. Hey, no lie. Went up in there last week. I like, why this stuff ain't $1 no more? I thought it was gonna go up a nickel or something. 125.
Hey, them boy need 25% more.
Bro. Yes.
So
they increased their profit by probably 25%. But that return on investment, boy,
I'm gonna tell you this. They had to go up on that pay rate because you can't be asking some folks to come to Dollar Tree for what they was asking folks to come to Dollar Tree for, and they can go to Walmart and get the same thing. They can go to Publix get the same thing. They can go to the fast food restaurant and get the same thing. They had to go up on that pay rate.
Oh yeah, but guess what they did when they went up on the pay rate?
Went up on the $1.25.
Well, they did that to add profit and to pay the people, but they start hiring less people.
Mm-hmm.
You get 2 people and they got to run the whole show for the 8-hour shift.
Ain't gonna work out.
But man, this bargain stuff, man, I mean, sometimes it works, but you can't be like that all the time.
No.
There's certain things you just gotta do, and just already know.
You have to calculate the whole cost, not just that dollar amount right there. You got to calculate the whole cost. And in some things, it's not about the money, the monetary. Like there's a term called the gold price or the iron price.
Yeah.
Now the gold price is what you pay it in money. The iron price is you pay it in work, like sweat equity. That's the iron price. And you have to weigh those out with everything you do. What is the gold price and the iron price? And is it worth it? Is it a combination of the two? Because most of the time you'll see that a lot of times chasing lowering the gold price costs you more the iron price.
Yeah. Instead of just doing it right then. Just go ahead and get it. You know, maybe think about my wife. So my wife, she got this good recipe for banana pudding. Right? It's pretty good. I mean, I don't really eat banana pudding no more, but it's good though. And she insists on buying Eagle brand condensed milk.
Yeah.
And Cool Whip. And real bananas and Nilla wafers. It gotta be Nilla.
Gotta be Nilla wafers.
So the thing is, people, when they eat her banana pudding, they say, "Oh man, it's real good, man. What your recipe on point? Give me the recipe." So she give a mama the recipe of somebody else, and they try to make it, and it don't come out the same. Because they buy the dollar store brand. They don't get the Eagle brand. They just get the one that say condensed milk on it. You got to get the good stuff sometimes to get the result. That's what I got out of that. I learned that. I'm telling you. So that bargain demon, nah.
But you love that Black Friday store though.
Hey. Matter of fact, shoot, I might have a microphone for you. I had to send it. Hey, you know what they got me? I went there the first time and I got like some Samsung NVMe solid state memory for the computer. It was like a terabyte. Regular price in the store was $187. And you know me, I got that thing for $5. It's in the computer right now. Hey, bargain demon.
So who else we got? What other types of?
All right. Now the sadists.
Yeah.
Play vicious power games with money as a way of asserting their power.
Yep.
So for example, they might make you wait for money that's owed to you. Or if you hire you to work for them, they keep meddling in every aspect of the job and keep haggling with you. They think that because they paid you for it, they give them the right to torture and abuse you.
Look, I was just at the barber shop. My barber said, some people money ain't worth it.
Yeah, they can have it.
He was talking about one client he had, and it's him and his two sons, and they come back every 2 weeks, and every 2 weeks he got to haggle with them. He said, I just cleared them off my I don't even let them book no more. I just blocked them on the booking. They can't even book an appointment because by the time, every time he come in there, the prices are, but then you want to haggle me about the price on your kids' heads and all that. The prices are the prices, brother.
That's it. You pay the people what they ask, and they doing a service. That's the price.
Yeah, or don't go.
That's it. Learn to cut it at the house.
Yeah, matter of fact, I was just reading. You might be her friend. One girl on my friends list was talking about a client was talking bad about her and never even got the service. He called, she gave him a price, and the person the person didn't want the service, and then gonna write a Google review and say she too high and don't do good work. You ain't never got to work, sir.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, come on now. They not expensive. You just can't afford it.
No, and they probably can. Like this thing say they have the money, but they don't want to pay it. They want to keep it all.
I'm gonna give you. I used to feel like a Porsche was too expensive a car.
Mm-hmm.
Until I drove one.
Hey.
Then I realized it's not expensive at all. It's just out of my price range.
Yes.
I can change that too.
Mm-hmm. That's
now
right.
Now I'm gonna get me one. But that's another story altogether.
Oh man, so I thought we were gonna be electric brothers over here, boy. An electric car.
Yeah, I'm gonna get an electric car. That's happening. But
the Porsche gonna be
down the line.
That's a Saturday and Sunday car.
Yeah, that's once I done took care of everything else sweet and straight, and the money's up, and we living somewhere good, and like we want to live. You know what? I'm gonna treat myself.
Treat yourself. Don't beat yourself. But I'm gonna tell you, man, these people, and what Robert Greene says that if you're unlucky enough to get involved with this type, accepting a financial loss may be better in the long run than getting entangled in their destructive power games. I had a client like that. I still do some video editing on the side. Man, this lady, she was paying now. She paid me about $200 for probably a 5-minute video. And I gave her a consultation, how to set up her lights, cameras, and all that. And she like, I think we should move it. We should move it. Okay. She moved it, recorded the thing, and it came out like hot garbage, but I still had to work my magic on it. I edited it, sent it to her. No, this ain't right. We can do it again. Man, that thing got me. Man, my wife was sitting beside me on them calls. She'd be like, you just need to give her money back. Just give her money back.
Ain't even worth it. Listen,
it ain't worth it.
You really have to ask yourself, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Is the effort and energy for this particular thing really worth it?
Mm-hmm.
That price is high. That price, I look at it like this, you got to think about everything in those terms. For like lawn care service.
Mm-hmm.
I can cut my own grass. No problem. Been cutting grass my whole life. But do I want to give up them 2 hours on my Saturday?
Now, see, that's the thing. You got to decide.
You got to decide. What's it worth to you?
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and buy me some lawn equipment simply because I had to teach my son how to do it. He has to learn. Because it feels better as a man to be able to make a choice about something than have to do something.
That's right. That's right. I was gonna say this about the last one, but what I learned too about the whole bargain demon thing. I know we're going backwards. No lie, man. Going to Disney, staying on campus is the best thing ever. I would never stay in one of them hotels around Orlando no more. Bro, you go there and it costs a little bit more.
Yes, it does. I've done it. I've stayed on the campus.
You there, man. You are there. You ain't got to drive a car no more. You just jump on the tram, jump on the bus, you go to the park, you go back. Look, that's where I'm staying. If I ain't staying there, I ain't going.
I stayed on Disney before, and you're correct. If I'm going to be at Disney for multiple days, I'm staying on Disney. Now, if I'm only going one day, it don't matter. But if I'm going to stay at Disney for multiple days, I'm staying on Disney.
That's what I'm saying. And sometimes, if some people like, man, I wouldn't do that. I ain't doing that. I ain't paying for that. But yep, as you say, being cheap, keep you in a scarcity mindset. Yes. Yep. And we said that earlier, man, that keep you in a scarcity mindset. And that's true. Hey, no, that mouse ain't getting 5 more G's out of me. Bro, I'm gonna give it to you, man. That's why you got to go every now and then. But I think your kid's young, bro. So I'm
gonna say this about that mouse. Nope, I say for Saturday.
Okay. But also ASA wealth is a mindset too, and that's true. I wrote something in here. The best piece of advice that I got concerning that. A doctor told me. He thought I got time and shares run.
Don't do it, Doc. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna go under. We're not gonna let him get to Law 39. He's stirring up the water.
Stirring it up, man. The doggone time share get me up again.
We're not gonna do it.
But what he said is that, all right, 2 fundamental properties of power, then we can flip. I'll go back up to talk about the last person. But it had 2 fundamental properties of money. First, it has to circulate to bring power. And second, you got to give it. So best piece of advice I got happened in February. There's a Dr. Frank Glover, owns a urology center in Tifton and one in Augusta, I think. He had 2 of them. He from here, from Savannah. And he hired me to do some work for him because he did the research on Christianity and how it's not the white man's religion. He traced it all, did all that stuff. So he flew me out to Dallas, me and the wife, paid me handsomely, put me up in the hotel for like 3-4 days. And what he told me, he said, now you need to stop thinking like you. That was it. And going to do what you got. And that was so impactful. And what I got from that is every idea you have, everything you think about is programmed into you by your past experiences.
Yep.
So you're going to have to analyze it and sometimes do the opposite to make this thing work. That's how you have things and do things. So ever since then, I stopped thinking like me.
Well, because if thinking like you was working, you'd already had what you were trying to get. You know what I'm saying? If the person you are today was going to achieve what you want to achieve, you'd already have it.
Well, think about this. Let me tell you where it came from. Because he also paid for the food. He said, all right, I'm paying for y'all dinner tonight. Go anywhere you want to go. I got it. And I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, we can go down, Applebee's, something like that. He said, no, you're not doing that. Stop thinking like you. That's what did it. That's what did it. Look, and what you think about most, you attract. That's right. That is right. Because you change the way you view the world. And birds of a feather flock together. And sometimes it's not you flocking to them, but they flocking to you.
That's definitely true.
And so you can be the center of all of it. Hey, you are nothing but a culmination of your experiences. Yep, Jay, that's right. You are. And sometimes those experiences we have to We have to really analyze them and see, is it conducive to what we're doing? Like I told y'all about that girl earlier who was the feminist. Her experiences was guiding her, and it have her making enemies all the time, crying, saying why everybody want to argue and fight with her. And that's why I came up with the thing. You know what? The more you fight, every warrior calling a battle. So the more you fight people, the more they're gonna come fight you, even when you don't want to fight. But money is nothing more than a tool to achieve your goals.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and if you go through all the different parts of this chapter, it shows how money can be used to achieve your goals.
That's right.
And
go ahead.
And we have to remember, money is a tool. Mm-hmm. Money is a tool. This book is a tool. Emotional maturity is a tool. Mm-hmm. You know, your thought process is a tool, all of which can be used to accomplish your goals.
That's right. All of that.
The things we're trying to teach in this book, or I think the things that are being taught in this book, is teaching you how to maximize all of these tools to get you closer to what you're trying to accomplish. And
honestly, I think it's showing people that they have tools.
Right.
Because a lot of us have, all of us have all of these tools discussed in this book.
Yep.
But it's kind of like a handyman, but except we the handyman that uses a screwdriver for everything.
We got 3. We got 48 tools. We out here using 3.
That's it. And people, we're gonna get onto that. People's goal is money. That's a poverty mindset. That's right. I always say money is a measurement, not a goal.
Yep.
But getting into this thing, the indiscriminate giver is the last person he talked about. And he say indiscriminate givers, on the other hand, are generous because they want to be loved and admired by all.
Yep.
They give the beast. And you know where this happened? You know where this happened at? In the church. They do it all the time. If you go to a country church and people be like, yeah, they'll say $500 and they do a big action to see they putting it in the basket.
Yeah.
Or, you know, they if people go put they offering up there, they go up there last. I'm telling you, man, this happened all the time. All the time.
In the description of the indiscriminate giver, he talks about they're giving the money so much that it doesn't have any effect. Mm-hmm. And that's a very important thing. Be generous, but make sure you're being generous in a manner that actually helps.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are being generous, but they're not helping nobody.
No, they're just doing it for attention.
For attention. Like, I think one of the worst things I've ever seen on social media are the people that film themselves helping somebody. Mm-hmm. They film themselves giving money to the homeless. And like, if you got to film if you're only doing it to film yourself doing it, you don't really want to do it.
No.
You're doing it for the likes.
That's true.
You're doing it for the clouts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not really helping nobody. But Doc, give me box this up for him real good, Doc.
All right. Let me skip on down here. Hold on. I got to go through this chapter was long.
Oh yeah. It was like 46 minutes on the Audible.
Yeah, it was long.
Yeah.
But the reversal, the powerful never forget what is offered for free is inevitably a trick. A friend who offers favors without payment will later want something far dearer than the money you paid them. Like I said, my expectation is you gonna come and help me when I ask for it. Now, the key is not to ally yourself with people who gonna abuse that.
2 things about it. If you ask me to help you move, I can't help you. Okay. But I will give you a couple $100 for some moving. I'll do that.
Well, you talking like your back be hurting all the time.
I just hate moving, man. I hate moving. I don't like moving myself. I ain't moving nobody else.
Hey, I feel you, man. I feel you. But you know what? My boy Damien call, I'll be right up over there. I'll be right there. We didn't move refrigerators and them 35-pound pavers he want to put in his backyard. Bro, we got to hear them job heavy. All right, Jamel, Jamel moving. I think he live up there by you.
I can recommend a good mover, brother. I got a good number I can give you.
Okay. But all right, so here to wrap up. This is what you wanted, man. The lesson is simple.
Yeah.
Bait deceptions with the possibility of easy money. People are essentially lazy and want wealth to fall in their lap rather than work for it. And greed does not pay.
Yep.
Hey, he laughing because we were struggling that Saturday morning.
Everybody want money. Don't nobody want to work.
No.
Everybody want to get paid. Nobody want to work.
Mm-hmm.
I literally had this conversation at work in the middle of last week, and the guy fixed his mouth, and I knew it was coming, and I couldn't wait to destroy him. He fixed his mouth to say, "I'm not working as hard because somebody else is getting paid more than me." I couldn't wait till he said it. I said, "So your argument is you want to get paid more by doing less work?
Yeah.
That's your strategy?
That never works.
So you think I'm gonna give you more money because you work less?
Yeah.
How does that gonna work out?
No.
When I get ready to do your evaluation, what I'm gonna say is this man not working, or he working at a snail's pace."
There you go. He can't have it. But you know what though? I'll say this, and I tell people this all the time, especially in the workplace. Nothing comes for free.
Nothing.
Whatever, when they give you something, they expect something in return.
Absolutely.
In the classroom, they say, "Oh yeah, we giving teachers raises." Yeah, I'm gonna take it. They're gonna give us the COVID bonus and all that. But guess what? Don't be mad when they start asking you to do stuff because they didn't paid for it.
What I'm saying is, right, remember that you get what you pay for. So if it was free, you're either gonna pay something later or you're gonna get trash. You ain't gonna get nothing. So remember that.
That's right.
Also, control your emotions, control your anger, and on the other end of that, feel free to rile up other folks to get what you want out of them.
That's right. Hey,
this thing, man. This life has to be living intentionally, strategically, and tactically.
And I like that.
This is a book to help you do that.
That's right. We got to read it.
And man, use these chapters, man. This information, we giving this information out free right now. Free game. Right. $1 billion game. $1 billion game here, man. I'm trying to get my billion. I don't know about y'all.
Hey, we have it soon. So, before we wrap it up, man, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the poll out there this week, maybe next week. What book we're gonna do next? We got a couple good ones on the list. We talked about Way of the Superior Man, which we both kind of leaning toward.
Yep.
That's the book that's gonna change your life right there.
That's gonna bring some peace in your house, brother.
Man, that was strong. That book was strong. I want to read Battle Cry by Jason Wilson. That's his name, Jason Wilson, the dude that helped all the kids, and he powerful brother. That OG want to read Art of War, which I think that's kind of closely aligned with this book. And there was another one. Oh, The Richest Man in Babylon.
Yep.
Talked about 12 Rules of Life. So put the poll up. I don't know.
We want to hear from you, group. We want to hear from you. Let's get these book ideas that's going. We're gonna work on it. So we can get started on book number 2. We want y'all to read along with us and join us. Also, Wednesday, Doc just did the credit repair and the finance. You'll be doing every week, Doc?
I might. No, you know what? Because the next part gonna be about fixing our credit.
Right.
I need to put some stuff together for that. So I probably need about every 2 weeks or so, but I'll let everybody know. And also you can go back and watch the replay, but I think I might do the one from yesterday again. I got the worksheets available if people want to use them. The cash flow worksheets, all of that is going to be free.
Trying to help you live better out here, gentlemen. Also, Saturday conversation, we're going to have some interesting topics. Doc just gave me a topic. I'm gonna bring. We're gonna revisit this Disney thing, and what the mouse doing out here, because I feel some kind of way right now.
Let's go.
Some kind of way, about something. I'm all, and as a bigger fan as I am, I'm almost turned off.
I've been turned off, but we're gonna do this.
But we appreciate y'all joining us.
Yes.
Man, we'll be back next week. We're getting down to the end of this thing. We'll be back for 41 and 42. These last couple of laws, get them out and get the information. And we would want your feedback on how y'all guys are feeling about the chapters and how you guys are feeling about the overall for the book study. We're gonna keep this thing going, man. We're gonna be consistent like we've been. We appreciate y'all coming out, Doc. Anything you want to say in closing, brother?
Nah, man. Y'all just come back on Saturday. If we talking about that mouse, Jay, you got to come. Everybody, y'all got to come Saturday at 11 o'clock because it's going to be fire, boy. We're going to get in on it.
We're getting in about this mouse, man. I got some things on my mind.
All right, y'all.
All right. We out.
Later.